Hey, how's it going, everyone? I'm Jeff West. So the month of May signals the beginning of the movie blockbuster season usually. You've got your Wonder Woman and your Guardians of the Galaxy 2, all that good stuff, but there's still plenty to look forward to when it comes to gaming, so here are the games that I think are most worth your money this month. So first up we have Prey, a game that I have very much been looking forward to. It's made by Arcane, the same developers behind Dishonored and Dishonored 2, and it looks to follow very much along the same lines as Dishonored. You can choose to take out your enemies with melee or ranged weaponry, or you can upgrade yourself with supernatural powers. There is definitely an Alien Event Horizon vibe here, total sci-fi horror, which I very much like. You're on board a spacecraft in deep space, and at some point the ship becomes overrun with creatures. They're described as aliens, but the designs make me think that there's a little bit more to it than that. They're kind of more abstract. And apparently the creatures are able to transform themselves into basically anything. They can mimic other officers or components of the ship and furniture, so there's a very high level of suspense here that is not going to be found in a lot of other horror games because, hey, that chair might just turn into a creature that's going to come out and kill you. So I'm not super clear on the narrative other than the whole fight your way through the alien invasion thing, but based on what I've heard and what I can cull from the trailers, I feel like there's maybe a time travel element here or like a Groundhog Day thing going on. Morgan, the character that you play as, seems to talk to himself a lot, or at least talk to us, the player, in the third person. So amidst all the creepy corridor creeping terror, there's a level of messing with your mind, bigger picture going on as well. So yeah, really interesting. I'm excited to get my hands on it. Next up is going to be Injustice 2, and honestly, I was kind of sleeping on this game. Fighters aren't really my thing personally, but after seeing the reveal trailers for Scarecrow and Poison Ivy, I think I might finally try and get into fighting games. The combat system looks really sophisticated here. There's kind of a choreography to the way the characters' moves all link together. It's a fighting game where I would really want to learn how to do proper combos instead of just spamming whatever special attack does the most damage or just pushing a bunch of buttons really fast, which is what I tend to do in fighters. The fighting system just feels smooth and fluid is what I'm saying. There's also the whole gear system, where basically you collect set bonuses that give you bonus stats or special abilities, and that I find really intriguing because I've never really thought of customization or items being an element of FGC games. I thought the characters were just there with their abilities, and that was it. So other than that, I think it would just be fun to play all these characters that I have revered in movies and comics, but enjoy them in a different medium. It looks fun. Strafe. Okay, so Strafe is one of those games that I want to get just so that I can support the people that made it. The trailer that they put together for their Kickstarter campaign was insane. It was like a parody of an after-school special, but super violent and gory and, you know, very disturbing, but in that kind of hilarious way. So, yeah, after that I was like, anyone who comes up with this is super messed up, and they totally get me, so I want this game because these guys are cool. In terms of the gameplay, it's basically the original Doom, total throwback. They even joke on their site that it's the most brutal, badass game of 1996. First-person shooter, you run around maps blasting the crap out of monsters or mutants or whatever they are in prime gory fashion. But it's got that old-school style of not having enough polygons, you know, that Minecraft thing. But it's still over the top and completely crazy. I actually became very curious of how many hours could be put into the game if it really is just as simple as run around and shoot the things, which, you know, that can be fun all on its own. Doom 2016 proved that in spades. But I guess there's an element to the level progression in Strafe where the rules change from level to level, so I'm curious to see what that ends up actually looking like and if it adds a good amount of replayability to the game. Who knows, sometimes you make everything totally random and it makes the game all the better. And rounding out the list, we have Rime. I don't know, it just has this interesting aesthetic that I'm really into. It looks like one of those come into the world and explore kind of open world games that we've actually been seeing a lot of lately with Breath of the Wild and Horizon Zero Dawn. It even has a giant robot thing, just like Horizon Zero Dawn. There's definitely a Fumito Ueda vibe here. It's especially reminiscent of The Last Guardian, most recently. And it also kind of reminds me of Journey, if you guys remember that game. The trailer doesn't really give a whole lot of information, any information actually, and to be completely honest, I prefer that. When I went to research the game for this video, I realized that You know, I actually don't want to know that much about it going in. I feel like the beautiful thing about this game is exploring the world and getting my boundaries, and gradually the story will come as it needs. It is a puzzle adventure game, so I'm sure we can expect a lot of pushing and lifting things onto other things to make mechanisms happen, and a lot of gathering and crafting. But yeah, this game looks gorgeous. It's got a very simple, elegant art style. I dig it, and I'm anxious to get my hands on this. You know, it's good to have a game or two on the shelf where you can just run around and smell the roses. So those are just a few of the games that I'm looking forward to in the month of May. What are you looking forward to? Do you agree with the games that I've chosen? Are there any of them that I missed? Please let me know in the comments below. You're watching Esports on PvP Live.